Okay, so we don't have too much more left. One other example, and aucun is a little bit strange. Aucun kind of functions like an adjective. So the opposite of aucun is chaque. Chaque employé était très accueillant. Each employee, as in each one, everyone, all of them. Chaque employé était très accueillant. Je suis allée au comptoir, mais il n'y avait aucun employé. So here we're just being a little bit more emphatic than saying just there was no one, il n'y avait personne. We want to be more specific as to there was not one of a particular person. Mais il n'y avait aucun employé. So here it's functioning like an adjective, so you still need a noun. In this particular case, it's employé. Il n'y avait aucun employé. Because it's an adjective, there's also a feminine form. Elle n'a aucune idée. She had not one idea. And notice here that really this one should be in bold. Okay, she had no idea, not one idea. Notice that there's not going to be any plural because if there's not one, it's still singular. Okay, elle n'a aucune idée. Not one idea. This is also like the other previous three examples, and that this can sometimes work as the subject. Aucun prof n'est méchant. No wonder this isn't working right. So not one teacher is mean. Notice that you still use the ne. You don't need pas. None of the examples do you need pas because there's the negative. So it just looks a little strange because you're used to the ne and the negative coupling the verb. But in this particular case, the aucun is coming in front and it's just functioning as the subject. Okay, so who's mean? Not one teacher. Aucun prof n'est méchant. Okay, so I'm going to go through and I'm just going to read these examples to you, pointing out a couple of things. As you read, I want you to highlight the negative, both the ne and the expression that follows, and just look at that placement. Ce film ne lui plaît point. So notice here we're saying that the film doesn't please him. He doesn't like it at all. Ne point. So it's just being a little bit more emphatic than ne pas. So il ne s'est point senti nerveux. So he wasn't nervous at all. Pas du tout, right? Il ne s'est point senti nerveux. Okay, our next example, je ne regarde jamais la télé pendant la semaine. So I never watch. Notice in the passé composé, il n'a jamais visité sa ville. So in the passé composé, where does the ne jamais go? Around the helping verb. Nous ne mangeons jamais au fast-food. Just one more example. Après avoir dormi un peu, nous ne serons plus fatigués. So here we can use it with the future. That's the future tense for those of you who don't recognize it. So after sleeping, we will no longer be tired. So implying that we are and that it's going to stop. Nous ne serons plus fatigués. Il n'y a plus de neige. So it's not just saying that there's not any snow. The idea of ne plus is implying that there once was, but now there's no longer. Il n'y a plus de neige. Notice in a negative that the de la or whatever changes to de. Il a mal au dos, il n'est plus jeune. He is no longer young. Ne plus. Okay, a few more examples. Elle n'est pas encore partie. Has she left? Not yet. Pas encore. So in this particular case, it's not that this is a whole new negative expression. It's just that we're using encore as an adverb to modify how, right? She's not left? Not yet. Pas encore. Le bébé ne s'est pas encore réveillé. He is not yet woken up. So encore is just modifying. It's an adverb, just telling me a little bit more information. Remember that ne nulle part means nowhere. It does seem strange. Look how far away nulle part is from that ne, but that's okay, that's right. So nous ne l'avons vu nulle part. We didn't see him anywhere. So the idea is that it comes after everything. Okay, and so even if we specified who he was, nous n'avons vu Pierre nulle part. Il n'a téléphoné à personne. Notice that same thing, the ne and the personne are very far away. That's why you might have a tendency to hear pas, and you've noticed I've sometimes wanted to put it in there, but you don't need it, okay? If the verb requires a preposition, remember personne is an object of this preposition à, right? Il n'a téléphoné à personne. Elle n'a vu personne au café. Notice where the personne is located in the passé composé. It comes after. It's an object. Okay, il ne connaît personne de riche. We can also modify what kind of a person or what no one. So he doesn't know anyone rich. And so we can't just throw riche in there. We have to use this de. You also saw that with rien. It works the same way. Je ne veux rien manger. The ne rien works just like ne pas, and that it goes around the conjugated verb. So notice how we say he wants to eat nothing. We actually say je ne veux rien manger. I want nothing to eat. It works the same way. In the passé composé, where does the ne rien go? It does go around the helping verb. So that rule is true here. Nous n'avons rien trouvé à manger. We found nothing. Okay, here are several examples with aucun because this is pretty new for us. Okay, je le regrette, mais je n'ai trouvé aucune place libre. I did not find a single free space. So notice that the aucune goes directly in front of whatever it's modifying, aucune place, and that goes where it goes in the sentence. So in the passé composé, je n'ai trouvé aucune place. So you can see where it goes there. Elle n'a aucun ami. She doesn't have a single friend. Elle n'a pris aucune photo. So same thing in the passé composé, it still goes in front of whatever it's modifying. He didn't take a single picture, not one. Nous ne voulons visiter aucun musée. This isn't the passé composé, this is a verb plus infinitive, but it works the same way. The ne still goes in front of the conjugated verb, but the aucun goes in front of whatever it's modifying. Okay, nous n'avons répondu à aucune des questions. In this particular case too, we can use des in there, not one of the questions. Okay, implying a certain set of questions. Here are several examples with ne ni ni, which is also pretty new for us. Je ne prends ni sucre ni crème avec mon café. Notice these nouns do not have any articles in front of them because we would drop the partitive article as well as the indefinite article. But in the next example, elle n'aime ni les asperges, ni les épinards, ni les choux de Bruxelles. So notice here we keep the le, la, les because we're liking, loving, preferring, or hating. Il n'a ni grand-père ni grand-mère. Once again, we've dropped the articles because you wouldn't use le, la, les here, and so you would drop the un, you would drop the une. Mon père ne me permet ni de sortir ni de regarder la télévision. And so notice here that we can list infinitives as well as nouns. And you can also use conjugated verbs. She doesn't do this, nor does she do this. Elle ne parle, ni ne lit, ni n'écrit. And notice here, this is a very bizarre example, but you repeat the ne every single time. Je n'ai que 20 euros sur moi. I only have. So it's a synonym for seulement. Ce monsieur n'est guère raisonnable. He's hardly reasonable. So in this particular case, it's an adverb. Nous ne nous voyons guère. We hardly see each other. Et ils n'ont guère d'amis. He hardly has any friends. So these negatives, there's just a lot to go over. Some of them are new, so they're going to look a little strange. So it just takes doing example after example until we get really comfortable with them.